So, evening, everybody. We are in a different time zone, as is Penny, who is on the phone. I think Penny's actually dialing in from Singapore.
Wow.
So yeah, welcome. It is beautiful here. I know it's a little bit later there, but this is our first Vitality. So there's a couple of key people that just want to introduce everybody to that is on the call. So sitting next to me is my husband, Scott. Not everybody has met him. Maybe that's a good thing. No.
Cheeky. I'm like the anti-MB person. No, I'm not really, but it's I make my own rules up and then Karen tells me I'm not right. So listen to Karen, not me when it comes to MB. But definitely I'm the technical guy. So all that frustration that you've been having with the AI meal planner and other things, that's me, and I'm going to be helping you all out tonight, and then I'm going to make sure that you're all connected and everything's looking good. So we'll get into a few things around that in just a bit.
And we've also got Katie on the call as well. So I'd just like to introduce you all to Katie. So this is the third time we have run Vitality.
Yeah.
And I think we've actually got Jane. Yep, Jane is here. Jane has been in all of our Vitalities so far.
Yes.
This is the first time that we've brought in an exercise component to Vitality, and
we've had it in the past, but it was more of a we didn't have an exercise physiologist.
Yep. So Katie is an exercise physiologist. So Katie's coming on the journey with us with Vitality as well, and we're going to be delving into her expertise. But I'll let Katie jump on and introduce herself as well.
Yeah, hi everyone, I'm Katie. So I have done exercise physiology as my degree, and then I obviously love the work that Karen and Scott have done with MB, and then obviously with the metabolic vitality as well. So given obviously my background in exercise and my passion for it, I just thought the more we can combine our health and wellness journey with exercise, our food and nutrition, and then also our emotional and mental well-being, the better. So the goal for me is to kind of understand what you guys are looking for from an exercise capacity and how I can best, I guess, adapt and modify my programming and my expertise to kind of help you as best as possible and integrate that exercise as much as possible. So we'll probably have a chance a bit later to talk about some questions, but if you guys want to have a little thought in the back of your mind about maybe some exercise goals, some things you want to work towards, and then I can kind of tailor the programming to suit you the best that I can, and then also to kind of fit in with your metabolic balance and your metabolic vitality program as well.
Yeah, and Katie, and when we talk about exercise, we're talking from going for walks, all the way to doing, if you want to, get couch a marathon, so if anyone's that way inclined, but really the exercise, it's about movement. It's about, just getting some focus on that. Yeah. But
any movement's positive. So whether it's big or small, just getting your bodies moving can obviously be so helpful, but then it can also be specific. If you guys have specific things you want to work towards, like the marathon, then we can kind of do some more strength-based training and some longer distance stuff. But yeah, it's just kind of understanding what you're after from an exercise point of view and how we can best kind of program to that.
Yeah, so super important. I know that, like, we were even talking offline earlier, Katie, about golf, for example, and just making sure that Karen and I have just taken up golf recently.
As I have. Yep.
Has Jane.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, geez. Well, we're going to have an Inspire Wellness golf day. They have good stuff.
Yes, we will.
And so, unfortunately, I sported a back injury when I first started to swing the club again. And so coming to the end of that, but yeah, we just want to make sure that we're all reasonably set up for that. So not saying that this is not metabolic vitality golf, but just important to know that use the app, which I'm going to go through soon, just to maybe Katie's on board. So if you just got any questions around any of your exercise or what you want to do to be physical, just bounce it off the app in the chat. You can go one-on-one with us, and I'll give you a tour of the app. Jane, you're very adept at the app, I'm sure, but if you could bear with us. A couple of housekeeping things too. In these sessions, feel free to not have your cameras on. You can have earplugs in. You can be cooking. You can have your cameras on and cook. We've done it all before in these sessions, and in fact, it's quite cool to see people in the background cooking away. And the other thing that we'll do is we'll just ask the question about timing for these. We have slated them for Wednesday nights. We found the last 2 times we've run Vitality that Wednesday nights seem to be the best. We record all of these conversations and I put them up, you know, very soon after, next couple of days, so that if you can't make one, that's cool. You can always jump on the recording. We love to have everyone along because there's much more positive energy in the room when we've got a few on. And so just to understand, though, that you don't have to be sitting in front of your computer. You can have your earphones on. Even if you've got your camera on, you can be wandering all over the place. That's okay as well. But we just love to have you on and just so that you can hear and ask questions, because that's the best way to go about it. So, Karen, what are we?
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
I noticed that you can turn the microphone off. I don't know how to do that, so you don't have to hear the washing up in the background. So
that is okay. We can do a couple of things. I can turn your microphone off, Robin, if you don't know how to do it. Number two,
just tell me where on the screen it is.
Down on your very bottom left, there's a little microphone that says audio.
Yes.
On it. If you click right in the middle of that, that'll mute you.
Hang on, right in the middle.
Give that a go. Yep, that's it. And if you click it again, it will unmute for you. Yeah, there you go. All right, super. And I think you can hit spacebar as well. But just to click on the microphone there will let you do that. You can do the same with your video button as well, Robin. So if you want to turn your video off for anything, that's also okay as well. So, Julio.
Yep. So I think probably the best start will be to go through the setup process and make sure that everybody understands what's involved in the setup. Unfortunately, the way Vitality works, there are quite a number of steps along the way to get everything set up so that everybody's at the same stage. And we've had a number of questions with the AI meal planner not working, the Metabolic Balance app not working. So with the way we've got everything, Nudge, that you have all downloaded, and the AI meal planner is controlled by us. So they're apps that we have both created. So we are fully over those and we can help with all of those. With the Metabolic Balance app, unfortunately, that is looked after kind of by head office in Germany. And I know there's a number of issues with people getting passwords and changing passwords. I don't have access to that. And the only option I have when people forget their password is to get the app reset. And because of the time difference between here and Germany, it can be a couple of days delay in getting that done. But if you do have any problems, let us know, because we do have a lot of knowledge as to how to get your passwords back and to get it working. But the main reason you need that Metabolic Balance app login is to be able to get into the AI meal planner.
Yeah.
Without that, so the way the AI meal planner works, I'll let you explain what we do there.
Yeah, and a slight confession, I set it up incorrectly to start with, and people who did register, unfortunately, I gave you a wrong code, my bad, but I'm gonna make good this week, and what we'll do is we'll give you all a couple of extra weeks of the AI meal planner for recipe creation and those sorts of things, but I'm going to go through that tonight, just to step through and share my screen, just so that you know what to expect with the meal planner. So I'm going to go through just each of the platforms that we're using, and we can just have question and answer time over them. And even if you don't have a question and answer time today, we can make sure that you can just touch base with us over the next few days, get you all set up. We'll make sure that everyone's set up correctly over the next week or so to make sure, and don't be too concerned if you haven't got your AI meal plan through yet. You will, and then you'll be off to the races once you see them start coming through. So hopefully that will be okay. So where do we start? What do we want to do? We want to let's have a look. I'm going to share my screen, guys. And if I'll share my entire screen, hopefully. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to step you through a few different things here. I'm just going to move this screen, which I can never move. This is a Zoom screen that I can see and you guys can't. When it comes, I'm going to start first with the what's called nudgecoach, or we call it MB Hype. And basically, this is the card that this is what you see on your phone. So when you've all logged on to Metabolic Vitality, or you log onto a program called nudgecoach, and effectively cards drop into your feed, and you'll have these icons up here at the, oh, am I sharing okay? I should have asked. Can everyone see my screen okay? Yep, I'm getting some smiles and nods. Good. And so basically in your feed, you'll see, and I haven't ticked anything off, but I'm going to in this session, you're going to see these cards flow through. You're going to get 2 or 3 cards every day. And those cards will be different from mindfulness, from exercise, through to just things to think about and guide you on the vitality journey in between these consults. So, for example, you'll see this card quite a lot called the daily measures. When you click on that, it's going to give you some nice bits of information. This one's quite a brief one. It's really to track your measures. Now, it's up to you. You do not have to put weight in if you're not tracking by weight. So don't feel that you have to put these measures in. What we have found is the more that people interact with this application, that the more that people stay engaged and get really great results. And Karen can see what's happening in the background, and so can Katie from the exercise phys point of view. And just so your comments and that can be, you can ask questions and
yeah, can monitor them, and I can see them and things like that. Nobody else can see each other's data though.
No. It's all stored in a really secure, healthy, compliant place. So we don't do that. So, and to enter in information, if I was to come in here and let's just say I'll drop out of, I'll go through the measures one. So one of the things that you can do is you can connect your digital scales. If you do have digital scales, you can connect that up to the app and it will automatically, you just have to stand on the scales. When you get off the scales, they'll come straight through to this app. If you want to know how to do that, then there was a little bit of guidance sent through as to how to do that, but we can help you how to do that offline. If you don't want to do that and you're interested in putting weight in, you can just come along. I apologize, I haven't converted mine to kilos yet, but you could come along, and this will be in kilos, and you could put in 80, for example, and then that will go into there. I should go into, I'm going to go and convert it into kilos. So to put it into kilos, I'm going to go into my profile. So this is the same. Quite a lot of you have done this already. I'm going to drop into my my profile here, and you'll see here that my units are in imperial. I want to change them to metric, and now I'm done. And then so I'm now into kilos. So if I pop back here now to my card, sorry, I'm going to scroll to the bottom because that's where I was. Now you'll see that I'm only 36 kilos. That's perhaps not right. And what I can do there as well is I can actually come back and edit. This is a bit messy. Sorry about that. I should have practiced this a bit more before I started. Let's just sort of say that's not my real weight, but I'm going to put it in. And then basically, as you put your weight in each day over the next 6 weeks, you can start, Karen and yourselves can share in this information. Now, the community does not see your weight. No one can see your weight but you guys. However, if you don't want to put your weight in, no problems. Just don't put the measure in. It's simple. And then, how many liters of water did you have today? So, if I have 2.5, 2.8, which is my measure, then I can sort of tap that in as well. And as I'm going, you'll notice that the little circle up here indicates how far complete I am. Now, if you don't want to put your weight in, a lot of people, when I come back to this screen on your phone, people get anxiety if they don't have a blue tick here.
Some people.
Yeah, I do.
I don't.
Don't you? I do. Okay. I get anxiety if I don't see a blue. It feels like I haven't completed all my, haven't got all my tests right on my little, but don't worry about that. The whole idea is this journey is about what you want to do along the way. And so I'm just going to pop back in here and I'm going to complete this card. So let's say that I had a nice 8 hours sleep, and then out of 10 is probably one of the most telling markers that we've used in metabolic vitality over the last 2 times we've run it. It's really fascinating. And this is a self-score, which we try to sort of say, well, hey, out of 2 for each of the following, you know, just give yourself a little score. Think about breakfast, think about lunch, think about dinner, think about your water, think about some movement. Give yourself 2 points for all of those. And how do you think you went? Now, you know, I might feel that I've nailed it. And so basically I'm a 9 out of 10. And you'll see now I've got a nice little blue tick up in the top corner here, which is when I go back to my main screen, I know that I'm done with that card. Now, you can put, like if you don't want to measure your weight, you just want to put 0 in there, you can do that if you want. Just put in, just go 0 if you want the blue tick. You don't need the blue tick. I like the blue tick. So it's up to you guys as to what you like. And then basically each of the card has something like a little bit of education. This one in particular here has a download that you can actually download, that you can have a look at. And, you know, here's an example of a guide to metabolic balance needs. So it's a nice PDF that you guys can look through. And so in the phone app, there's going to be loads of little bits of information. And then usually every card has a small bit of input that you can put in after you've read every one. And you'll see I'm 0 from 1 here. And then what meal preps am I planning to prep first? I might do lunches, for example. And so that's a bit of I lost my mouse. That's just a little bit of a guide there. And I've got my little tick again, so I'm feeling good about myself. And that's how you can use this app. So you'll only get a couple of cards per day, maybe 1, maybe 2. Katie's going to be putting some exercise cards on there from tomorrow, Katie, I believe.
Yeah, I've got the first ones for starting on Friday.
On Friday, sorry. So on Friday, you're going to see
For
some
week
cards.
1, we've got, oh, sorry, I think for week 1, we've got just like a leisurely stroll. And then from week 2, it'll be more specific exercise stuff. So starting on Friday.
Okay. And the plan there is Katie's going to be videoing the right and correct techniques. And then we can, you guys can follow on from there. So I'm just being mindful of time too. So effectively that is the important of the actual nudge itself. One other thing to check out is you can see how your measures go over time. So what I've done on your phone, you'll see a little graph looking icon that's meant to be a graph. You click on that and then you can see everything that you've answered. And when you put multiple weight measures in, you'll actually see a graph forming of how your weight's going and and you know, based on how you go with vitality and what your goals are. If it's weight loss that you're after, then basically just checking your questions out. Sorry, because I don't have the little Katie, maybe if you can have the Q&A up, but nudges both. You can actually use it in this website version that I'm using. So if you want to, and I'll send this around to everyone, that you can just go to clients.nudgecoach.com, log into the same login that you put in your mobile phone, and it can be in the web version. So if you like having it on the desktop, that's cool as well.
Yeah, so you can have both phone or desktop.
Yeah. So this one's just your measures. So you can go back here. You can edit your measures. I'm not going to, I did go through that a little bit, but if you want a hand with that, just let us know on that. And so then we got this first chat window is if you want to message Karen or Katie directly. So this little bubble, this chat bubble is just you speaking one-on-one with Karen or Katie. And you can ask exercise questions or metabolic balance questions and those sorts of things. So if you've got your phone out and you're on Nudge and you can see that, you'll have this little question bubble. And once again, don't forget this Zoom session is recorded. So you can wind me backwards and listen to me talk on and those sorts of things. So this one's one-on-one. And so you can do things like take pictures as well. I can't because I'm on a laptop here, but if you click that, it'll take a picture if you want to take a picture of a meal or some sort of, something topical, then take that and put that in there. And then this is the community chat, which also is, basically, and it's really great for like Jackie here, for example, has has shared that she's getting prepped. No doubt did a detox. I think I saw Jackie drop on before. So had the detox go, Jackie, if you are online. I personally like doing fruit. This is the first time I've done fruit. I think this last time after doing a few of those. And sorry.
That's
Oh, Karen. Right. Okay. You got to turn your. You got to mute. Okay. Sorry about that. Karen just joined as well to take
so I
Q&A.
can answer messages.
So basically, yeah, doing fruit detox for me was sort of awesome. But anyway, the whole idea here is to post along. Certainly, when Karen and I get back into Australia, we love sharing our recipes that we're cooking, and so we'll be doing a lot more of that. What's really kind of cool too is we've had a couple of interesting ingredients over the time. So anyway, we'll see a little bit about that as well as we go. So that's the first app, and probably the app that you will use the most, which is going to be nudgecoach. So have we got any questions? Was there anything more on the Katie's popped the web address there into the chat window. So is there any questions around this app at all? Very hot in our room, isn't it?
It is very hot.
And can't get the AI meal plan set up. Sent you an
Yes.
email, Karen, because I'd actually already hadn't realised I'd paid for till the end of November pretty well.
Yes. So we're about to move to the meal planner now, Robin. So
Okay.
and that one is no doubt everyone's going to have a lot of questions around that, mainly because I've set it up incorrectly to start with, but that's okay. We can fix that and get everyone going on that. Also, if you have already subscribed, or some subscribed and paid for the meal planner at the same time, over this next 6 weeks, it's free, or it's part of Metabolic Vitality. So anything that you've paid will be adjusted accordingly. So I'll contact you each one-on-one to make sure that you haven't doubled up on payments or those sorts of things.
Okay.
So Jackie?
Yeah, I was just wondering, is there anywhere that you can input your measurements? So those daily measures, it's got weight, how many liters of water did you have, and how many hours sleep. That's all mine's got. Is there another spot to put body measures?
So what we found, there are our basic measures that we track on Metabolic Vitality.
Okay.
What we can do, we can open up those measures as well, Jackie. So we'll have a chat with you offline as to what you want, because it's a really good tracking tool. I agree. And what we found over running Vitality over the last several times is some people find it a bit overwhelming to track too much. I like to track heaps. It's,
yeah, we've got a mixture on this Vitality. I've had a few people that said they want to do Vitality, they don't want to track anything.
Yep.
And then we've had a few
Which
that
is cool.
want to track everything. Some people want to connect their either Apple Health or Google Health, whatever that one is.
You can connect
to
your
the app, so
trackers, you can connect your
that.
scales, you can connect heaps of stuff.
I believe it or not, the one thing I track, not while we're away, but is my blood pressure.
Yeah. Yeah, Karen tracks that, and it comes through to Nudge as well. So what we can do as well, Jackie, if you want to, we want to track some specific, we can actually create a custom card for you as well. And it's really good because at the end of the 6 weeks, you can look back and check your progress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
No, cool. Good question.
Sorry.
Yes.
I actually don't have that nudge coach. I only have that practice better.
Right.
So I probably don't know, or I didn't follow. I have no idea.
That's okay. No worries. Yeah. We understand that totally. So Millie, we will offline. We're happy to walk you through how you get onto the program. It's really simple. So we'll make sure that we give you some good communications, and even happy to be on the call while you fire it up.
Philip just said he's the
And same for you, Philip. Yep, no worries. This stuff, we know it's a bit tricky, and we know once we get past this first stage, everyone's smoking and off to the races. So we're not smoking.
Thank you.
We're learning as we go along, and even today I said to Scott, what we should have done is done a
we'll do that on the next
3-week recording or video, so that people could come on with Zoom with their devices and we could set everything up together.
Yeah, so we make
yeah.
sure we do that on future vitalities. They're always a lot of fun. Once we get set up, we're really good to go on that. So, but Millie will help. We'll guide you through it, and Philip, same. So once you're up and
Okay,
running, it's
thank you.
super straightforward, and you'll be good to go.
Thanks.
But yeah, hopefully this has given you a little bit of insight, Millie, as to what it will be on your phone once you're on the phone. Okay, then there's the AI meal planner. So the AI meal planner is actually a very simple web application, but it's sometimes a little tricky to set up. And it's because we actually speak to the database in Germany to get your metabolic balance plan linked. So we link your metabolic balance plan so that's where we get the data from. We actually get it from Germany's database, which requires you to log in to your metabolic balance app, log in to link the two. So effectively what there is there's the AI meal planner, and it has an account. You have an account with that. And when you're in the AI meal planner, you link your metabolic balance app account with it. And that's how we can get your metabolic balance plan, because everyone's plan is individual and we've got to get it from somewhere. Now, that's really tricky, and it's made even more tricky because there's a few people on the call that did an excellent job in linking everything up. It's just that I didn't give you the right product code when you linked up, and so you didn't get your AI meal plan straight away, which is what happens when I don't give you the wrong thing. So Jackie, I know that I was working on yours, so hopefully you've seen your first one. If not, it should be there once you log in. And I'll be going through and making sure everyone's set up over by Friday. Everyone should be up, running, first meal plans. Now I know, and I'm going to go through the meal planner in just a second. And feel free to shout out and slow me down as I go. So just to recap on that, the AI meal planner is you create an account, which is where all your, and I should call it the AI meal planner. So it's basically you create an account, and that's where all of your meal planners will sit. For each week, you'll be delivered a new meal planner and a shopping list so that you can take it shopping with you to buy everything you need to do. And then each of your meal planners will stack up on the little dashboard in there. So in order to show you the meal planner, I'm just going to move this out of the way. So let me just log out for a second. Sorry, how do I get this? Zoom is always in my way whenever I'm giving these meetings. So stand by. Okay, so I'm just going to log out here. And so when you come to the AI meal planner and you haven't logged in before, you will be presented a login screen. Now, this is the login of the account that you created on the way through. I'm not going to go through the account creation process because I'll help you all one-on-one with that. But basically, and your browser will remember what you've logged in as, except mine doesn't.
Hey, Scott, could I just interrupt there? So where do we go to get to this? Just APP dot, like that web address that you've got there.
Two things will happen on that one, Jackie. So what we're going to do is we will, so you'll get an email from the AI meal planner every time it's generated a meal planner for you. And so that pops into your mail address, your email. But if you want, the best place for you easiest place to remember is just to go to amp.metabolicbalance.com.au.
Okay.
I'll put it into the chat now.
And that's this website which you would have signed up with, Jackie. I know that you've gone through the process.
Have I? Oh,
actually, no, sorry.
And the Inspire Wellness one, and
So basically, amp.metabolicbalance.com.au, and you log in. What will happen though is you will actually get an email sent to you which just has your link to your next plan. Yeah.
Right.
And what it will normally do is your browser will either remember and log you straight on, or you pop in your login details. And I'm just a bit cramped. Pretty sure that's my password. I hope so. And once you've logged in, you will see all of your meal plans that are being generated. Now, I have a lot of meal plans because I've been on here a long time. And what effectively happens is you can click on a meal plan and it depends what you're on in terms of phone. My internet connection's a bit slow here for download, incredibly. But effectively what happens is it drops your meal plan. Your meal planner will look like this when you get your meal planner. So effectively what will happen each week is, and what we will do as well is we'll drop a card in every second day, which is just a little card to remind you where to get your meal planner from, just to make it really easy. And all you'll have to do then is click on a button and it'll take you straight to where you have to log in. So we're trying to make it as simple as possible. May even have a chat with yeah, so Karen, you've just asked a question that your meal planner was just blank. Yes, that is my fault. You have set it up perfectly fine. And over the next couple of days, well, I'll do yours next. You'll have a meal planner in your meal plan list that you can download. That was so I'll make sure that everyone's is set up correctly. We only noticed that yesterday, I think. So you'll get your meal plan this evening. I'll make sure you've got that one down. So once you're into the meal planner, this is what you see. You basically see then a PDF, which has firstly your breakfast, your lunches, and your dinners. Now, the meal planner each week only gives you 9 meal recipe suggestions.
The same as the metabolic balance plan has the 3 breakfast, 3 lunch, 3 dinner suggestions. This will have 3 breakfast, 3 lunch, 3 dinner recipes.
And the reason why it does that, it was the first Metabolic Vitality. We actually gave you 7 breakfasts, 7 lunches, and 7 dinners. And overwhelmingly, people came back and said it's too much. There's too much variety. I'll never cook it. So can you just please give me some space and let me do my thing, sort of thing. And what happens, obviously, over a 6-week period like this one, you're going to get 54 recipes tailored to you over that time that you can cook for. And so basically you'll get a rich set of recipes. Now, there's some development in the works where we're going to be allowing you to choose extra recipes and the like, but that's coming down the track. But right now, this is what you get. What we do, and I'll be posting a video in the next week about how we use the meal planner, is we put this on. I've got this on my phone, so I just log into the meal planner on my phone, and then I can actually I go to with my shopping list and I strike off what I've already got in the cupboard or the fridge, and because I can just do it with my iPhone, lets me use it at my finger to mark things off. And then I can then basically know what I've got to shop with. And then I also zoom it in. I have a bit more of a nerdy way I do it, but on an iPad, I can write down the extra days in here and then just add some things to my shopping list. And so that's how we use our meal planner. So it's meant to be a meal planning tool that encourages meal planning. So any questions at that point? Either on chat?
Nope.
That excellent. So and Karen's put something cheeky on the chat that I haven't seen up until now, so there you go. So basically,
Grace, can I just ask with the I'll turn my video on. Sorry, I'm eating dinner.
it's okay, you don't have to. Yeah, you can go.
That's the meal planner, and
Yes.
you've got some cool things on there like kangaroo and rainbow veg symphony.
Yes.
Is there then a recipe that matches that, or is that?
Oh, yes. So sorry, let me tell you how the whole structure. So the meal planner has, it suggests 9 meals. So that table that's in your metabolic balance meal plan that suggests your breakfasts, and it basically, Karen's going to explain this better than I.
So the way, obviously, in your metabolic balance plan, you've got your 3 breakfast suggestions, your 3 lunch suggestions, and your 3 dinner suggestions. The way that the AI meal planner works is it picks up each of those individual protein options that you have on that plan and will create a recipe for each of those. So there is going to be a chance that there may be things that you're not used to having. Like I know on my plan, my breakfast options, I have yogurt, I have milk, and I have meat. I very rarely will eat meat for breakfast. I prefer my other two options, so I use those. But it always gives me those. Same with lunches, same with dinners. Like I've had somebody before saying, look, I've got mushrooms on my plan as a protein. I don't really have them. It's just going to come back on the AI meal planner. And as I always encourage everyone to do, variety is the key. So if there's something on there that you're not particularly keen on, give it a go.
Yeah, what's really interesting is I think I got Chinese allspice on my yogurt. And I just went, you know what? I'm just leaning in. And actually now I always put Chinese allspice on my yogurt. It's funny, 5 spice. So the interesting thing about it is obviously these recipes aren't tested. They are generated by a computer, which is quite funny, but maybe not funny, but funny. And I think we've maybe cooked, we've had a lot of these recipes, and amazingly enough, we've had one shocker, I've got to say. And I don't know if it was me as the cook or it was a bad recipe, but either's possible. And if we cruise on down, we get past the shopping list, then you get your recipe for every single one. And so the cool thing about it is it keeps all your recipes together. It keeps your shopping list together. It's designed to print out and put on the fridge if you want to go that way. We keep it on our mobile phones, and then basically, and interestingly enough, because Karen and I obviously do metabolic balance together, we have different plans. We'll have a look at each other's meals and sort of substitute a little bit as we go.
Another key thing to note with the plan is the plan does not distinguish between a no fats and oils and a fats and oils section. That is just some way you can adjust the recipes yourself. So if people are starting right from the beginning, doing the cleanse, doing the no fats and oils, omit the fats and oils. And you may notice as well that some of them will put the rye bread in, some it won't. If you're not using rye bread, you're using a gluten-free option. Obviously, just adjust those as you go along as well.
And remember, these are your recipes. So it's your weights, your food list. You just have to follow this. You don't have to look your metabolic balance plan up again. You can, basically, it's the cool thing about it is it's for you. I know that when we were building this, we've had a couple of weeks where we've just, used this planner fully and stuck, and basically it's made us stick exactly to metabolic balance, which is cool. Now, a little bit of a point out here. There is a disclaimer, like most AI things out there today. The AI may get it because it's creative. It makes up these recipes, right? So incredibly enough, it dreams up the method and it dreams up the ingredients and the names. And sometimes it will want to put lemon with fish, and lemon's not often on metabolic balance. So use your metabolic balance skills. Yes, it definitely gets your weights right. Sometimes it might say two blueberries rather than so sometimes it can do some crazy things, and we're tuning it more and more as we go, and it's getting better and better and more refined.
But if you notice anything that comes up on your plan you're unsure of, send us a message. We'll check it all out.
Always check with Karen as a last resort. And with now that you've got Nudge, you can just hit Karen and basically, hey, I got this on my plan, and away we go that way. So it's quite, some of the stuff you may not have ever thought about cooking, lean in. It's actually quite fun, some of the stuff. And it's designed, like I said at the beginning, we don't give you 27 different recipes because the shopping list becomes a little onerous. And so for all those reasons is we give 9 meal suggestions rather than the full. And the idea is these lines here are for you to write, or strike, and you'll see in my video how I use the meal, or how we use the meal planner. So to convey to everyone, we'll get your meal planner working for you. We'll make sure that's 100% up and running ASAP. And rest assured that if we've lost a week or two, don't worry, we'll tack an extra couple of weeks on at the end of Vitality. Please cook some. Jane, I think Jane's on the line. Jane, you've definitely cooked some of these recipes, right?
I have, and they actually cause me to, like you, Scott, cause me to find things I hadn't even thought of putting together before. So yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it is quite good. So, you know, yeah, please use it. Please comment. It's actually been quite successful. We've now launched it in Australia and New Zealand. We're getting towards the hundreds of people on using it now. So we're quite excited about that, which is, you know, fueled our desire to now go and really start to build it out so that you can do much more, you know, proactive meal planning on your phone, which is actually, we're quite excited about that in the next chapters of that. That's the meal planner. So once again, any questions that I didn't get to or anything, just use the usual little chat on your phone, and we will be making sure we're contacting you, every single one of you, to make sure that your meal planners are flowing, you know where to get them from, and you know how to use them. Super important. And that's what this 6 weeks about. It's not about perfection necessarily. It's about 6 weeks focusing on you. Yes, we've brought some interesting tech in to help you and make it a bit more fun, and in the case of 5 spices, more spicy. But the whole idea, though, is to really just you do you. So don't worry too much if you can't get the tech going straight away. You'll get there, and we'll absolutely make sure you're there.
Jackie's got hers.
Oh, you got it, Jackie. I noticed you're grinning away. So, most people have a laugh at the recipe name, so you'll all be smiling soon about the different recipes that you're getting.
The AI Meal Planner definitely has a very musical twist
it likes
to it.
symphonies and medleys,
medleys, and
as you can
yeah,
see.
yeah. Encores.
Yeah. So it'll be very keen to see what's being cooked next. What else we got on that list? I did want to do a brief thing. We have also, as part of your cards, we've put in a little planner here, which I found useful over time, just to have a bit of a think about what your next 6 weeks look like, so that can keep you a little bit on track on that. We've got it on our fridge, which doesn't help. We're in Bali, but we'll be back into it for sure next week. And certainly as we've travelled, Vitality's made us be much more conscious on what we're choosing while we're tripping about, which has been really, really.
I have to say, Bali has by far been the most challenging.
Yeah. There's lots of little treats everywhere you go, but I think we're doing pretty good. It'll be interesting. I haven't jumped on the scales until I get home. So, yeah. Is that it? Is that it from the tech side of things?
I think so. Yeah.
Once again, like I said, let me do a stop sharing here. There we go. Now I can see everyone. Any questions, just reach out to Karen in the first instance. We'll make sure you're all set up and you're all going. The technology is really just a bit of guideline to just remember for a little check-in. We try to message you, how you going today? Jump into these calls. You know, it's super important. This first period is just about setting the tone for the next 6 weeks, which is super important. So over to you, dear. I think I've done a lot of speaking because I'm the tech guy.
Yeah, and as I said, if anyone knows another new tech guy, I'm always looking for an upgrade.
That's terrible, Maxie. I got a secret. Katie does a lot of Katie does a lot in the background for us, which is awesome.
So really for me, like week 1, it's really about planning. I know that over the time when we've all got together at different times, the success of metabolic balance, and I think I had my first metabolic balance plan back in December 2019. And I still to this day follow the principles of metabolic balance. Now, I am not by any means perfect. There are the indulgences every now and again. But I would say that on the whole, I do follow by the principles. And the reason that I do that is because I plan for that. Like every week, I create a meal plan. Every week, I look at my week coming up and I understand what events are happening through the week. Like I know for a lot of you, it's a really busy time. I know, Jane, racing is happening. So you've got a lot of events coming up. I know Christmas parties are coming up. So there's going to be navigating those. So I always get a meal planner. We meal plan Saturday mornings. I will
I'm
look
a bit
at
more of the meal planning nerd.
Yeah, Scott's a bit more of the meal planning nerd. I can plan in my head.
Yeah.
So it's a female thing. Sorry, Philip, Scott.
Brutal.
Brutal. I can kind of plan. I can look at the week ahead. I know what's coming up. Like if I know that I've got a function out, if I know that I've got a lunch on, if I know I've got a dinner on, that goes into my meal plan, and I make adjustments through the rest of the week for that. So it doesn't mean I never do them. It just means that I know how to make adjustments through that week. Even coming here in Bali, it's been
Well, we
10
knew.
years since we came to Bali.
That's been, yeah.
But
Okay.
we knew we were coming, so we knew we had a plan coming into it. We knew that breakfasts are pretty easy. Breakfast buffets have always got eggs on them. They've always got fruit. So we
It's
can
just
always,
about portion size.
it's about the
Nice.
portion size. We
Oh.
are watching and being mindful of that. I was sick for a day. That was
That
my
helped.
detox. That was my unplanned detox. So there's things that we did to set us up for success. And I can't stress enough that over this next 6 weeks, the planning is the key. And if you plan, you will succeed in what you do. As with Katie, with the exercise, we're going to be bringing out the exercise plans. I'm sure you find that with your clients as well, Katie, that when you give them a plan and they follow the plan, they will get the results that they need. So if you've got any questions
as well, it's about, sorry, I was just going to say for MB and for exercise as well, it's about kind of reaching out earlier rather than later. And if there is anything you want to change, the more we can kind of adjust it to start off at the beginning with the planning phase, the more little adjustments we can make, the more suitable they'll be kind of ongoing. Because obviously, if it's not a habit you think that you can keep up or it's not necessarily sustainable, it's better to know earlier so we can obviously adjust and go from there.
Yeah. And Karen just shot through a message, but on that, so I mean, you know, we can say over this next 6 weeks, I knew that this Bali week was going to be not where I want to be in this first week kicking off. Karen and I have had a couple of conversations. So when I get back, I'll be what I call clean eating, which for me is just a pretty much you know, we get to, you know, certainly the working week, I'm 100% plan. Like it's really interesting. I find it easier at work to stick to plan than when I'm actually at home. I work from home as well, but when I'm working, I don't know why, but it's just breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then that's it. We just rinse and repeat. But yeah, when I'm just sort of on the weekend lounging about, it's a bit harder. And when you're lounging in Bali, it's even harder still. But the whole idea was this 6 weeks about concentrating. It's my journey. It's not your journey. And the whole goal is, right, how do I be me and then come towards Christmas with the best possible version of what I'm looking like, and I'll roll with the punches. That's just how I go. Listen, you know, it was really important not to beat yourself up.
Oh no, absolutely. Like it's really about just accepting every day, and if something doesn't actually happen the way you planned it, like I always say, reflect, like have a bit of a reflection and go, oh, what was it that didn't actually work today? Is there something I could have changed? If there's not, then that's okay. Move to the next day. And with metabolic balance and with this, it is a lifestyle change. And it's just about keep moving forward.
It's super important. That's why that how did I go yesterday out of 10 is one of the most powerful. Don't even worry if you don't put it into the card. Just ask yourself the question and jot it in a small journal if that's what you do, because it's your score. You know how you go. You know if you've had, and if you have too many, you know, 8s, you know, you 8 6s, 5s, 5s, 5s. It's like, oh, hang on, just let me go for an 8. And that's, you know, and then do a series of 8s.
And at that time, I will probably reach out to you as well and say, what can we do? How can we help you? That's what we're here for, is to help you with that. So if we do notice a couple of 8 days coming through, we might go, oh,
what can you do?
What can we do? And it might be that there's nothing we could have done. It might be that there was a few functions that happened. It might be like, Karen, I know you're coming to the end of, Karen's a teacher, and she's coming to the end of that crazy 4th term of just parents and things like that. So there's probably going to be times where you're not going to be 100%, and that's okay. But we will reach out and you can sort of lean on us as well. That's what we're here for.
Now, I'm going to be the time police.
Yep.
Because we're 6 minutes over. And we did, you know, basically kick off just a touch late. So I think we're good. But yeah, so guys, that's it from
anybody got
this session. Any last minute questions from anyone? I know that there's some tech to get over, and I do promise that every single one of you will be a technical rock star by the time we're done. You'll be writing code for me, and I'll just get you all to help me make a better meal plan.
It might work then.
And yeah, the whole idea though is just to get that tech so it's nice and simple. But failing even the tech, just, you know, message Karen. Understand that this 6 weeks is just about you guys, you know, getting a little bit of encouragement from the sideline. The community is really, really cool. Once we actually get that firing, the community in and of itself folds over itself as well. So
Actually, there is one really other important thing. Is anybody that is downloading the AI meal planner using an Android phone and not an iPhone, other than Jackie at this stage? Is
No,
everyone
everything
else
else, Jackie,
iPhone at this stage?
yeah,
Cool. Yeah, there's an issue. The Metabolic Balance app was on the Google Play Store and the Apple Store, and for some reason last weekend, Jackie, it dropped off
Of the
the
Play
Google
Store.
Play Store. We
So,
don't know why.
yeah.
So we actually set it up for Jackie and helped her get on that way. But as soon as that's resolved, we'll let you know.
Yep. So that's it. So guys, the whole goal is yeah, be the best you that you can be. It's certainly going to help you all out and get you all connected. Try some of the AI meal plans once you get them. They're good
Post
fun.
photos
Post
of
them.
as well.
Post them
please.
because that's really interesting. And even if you're not AI meal planning, post some photos of what it is that you're doing for meal plans now, because it's a lot about food. But even if you're moving, you know, journaling, you got a cool place. We definitely have to drop some temple photos in there because we're seeing some cool things while we're over here. So it's just about the group.
While you're posting as well, you're encouraging everyone else to keep on the journey. So everyone else loves those posts, and the more interaction we get and the more of a community we can make it,
Yeah.
the more fun it becomes.
Can I just
And I will
ask one
post
thing?
my food fails as well.
Robin's got a little question.
Yep.
When I tried to go in and download the AiMP thing,
Yes.
because I already had all my information for having done it previously,
Yes.
I used another email and I think another password, but somehow it worked out I was the same person.
Okay. Did it? That's
So
good.
I don't have it on the nudge on the app thing. I don't know how it comes through my email. That's the only place I have it.
Yeah, that's the AI meal planner. Yeah, that'll do that for you. How it knows you're the same person is you've only got one metabolic balance plan. So it has connected you like that. So we'll double check all of that, Robin. Make sure that your
Well, I'd
payments.
like to have it on my phone in the app. That'd be good.
Yeah, okay. We'll make sure we
Yeah.
sort that out. I'll reach out to you on that one and just
Okay.
make sure that everyone's got it.
So all right. You'll tell me what to do. I can go in and have another go, but yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Super. Well, if we don't speak to you beforehand, we look forward to speaking to you in Australia next week. And please send through what you're cooking because we all love that. And then hopefully we'll get a bit more movement happening. And in fact, I've got some, Katie and I were talking golf exercises just offline because that's our latest topical thing. So watch this space. We might be able to, get you some tips. And I think Karen's posted something that she'd like to achieve too with exercise as well on a personal level.
And please, anyone's got any exercise requirements, post them through and we'll work together.
Katie's here
with
for
Katie as well, and make sure we get on top of that.
All right, guys. Super.
Keep
Thanks,
moving.
everyone.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Bye.
we'll, yes. speak to
Thanks,
you all
Karen.
on
Bye.
next week.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.